we will have to impress upon the government to give us our releases in accordance with Section 47 of the Act. We expect that the government will give us our releases quarterly or block in advance. There is absolutely no way we can advance Tobago economy by receiving our funding 2 months, 1 month, and it is short by $1.2 billion. We will be impressing upon the government to give us that final $10 million for fiscal 2024 so that we can have monies in our fund account. And we also would like to have our releases according to the law. This budget can best be described as a 4-year review. 2020 to 2024, there was no clear vision, there was no strategy. We have no idea what the government has planned for the country for fiscal 2025. All we sat for close to 6 hours is to just hear what the minister has done throughout his career. And as I said, it was empty and lengthy. I'd like to bring to Tobago's attention some of the projects on the development program or capital projects that will be affected by this budget, but we intend to still try to do more with the less that we are going to receive. Digitization is high on the agenda of the Tobago House of Assembly to improve productivity, to improve efficiency of our operations. Under tourism, we must try to build the product, the Tobago, and Tobago's marketing initiatives. Upgrades to our tourism sites, all our sites across the island of Tobago, and the exploitation of the orange economy. The refurbishment of our schools or plants. We have several plants that are aged, and we have to refurbish them and rehabilitate them for the children across Tobago. Construction of 2 ECC schools, one in Corlan and one in the west, Bonaccord, Canaan area. The upgrade and reconstruction of community centers and sporting facilities. We have to also include soft projects that would help in youth development as a means and a measure to curb the crime situation in Tobago. Affordable housing. Last year, for all our projects across Tobago, the Tobago House of Assembly received $3.5 million. It would be interesting to see out of 205 how much this government has allocated for housing. Under health, we want to have diagnostic equipment at the hospital and at our health centers. We want to see major improvements in these equipment. Expansion of our oncology units and diabetes wellness centers. These are just some of the projects that we have on the table among many others that we have to look at in terms of high impact, scope, pace, and now the limited available resources. But as I said, we will take all measures to ensure that the $2.5 billion that have been allocated, that we'll be able to at least advance some of these initiatives to better the lives of Tobago. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. We will take some questions. And I see Candice Jackson's hand is up. So we will take the question from Candice Jackson. And then we will bring to an end the presser, as that's the only indication of a question from the media at this time. So, Ms. Jackson, can you proceed?
Hi, good night. My first question to you is that do you think that a shortfall is an election gimmick of sorts? And also, what exactly are you prepared to do to get the shortfall in funding that you spoke about? And then, of course, there are some things that you mentioned, Secretary Roberts, in regards to Tobago not being able to access the CAF funding, some funding from IDB, and that sort of thing, all those grant fundings that have been coming in for Tobago, but has been stuck at the central government level. So, what are we preparing? What are we prepared to do to be able to get that funding?
Well, in terms of the shortfall for this fiscal, an obvious prioritization strategy. We indicated in the budget that we will be using strategic selectivity due to the limited financial resources and really, prepare a matrix and a strategy that will indicate our high impact projects and areas. In terms of our other funding that we have not received, now first we will utilize the usual method. Usually we would write to the ministry. So for instance, we did write indicating what the revenues collected in the middle of September, what it was at the middle of September, and only today, or this morning, we were able to tell what the revenues are up to today. Cash closed at 10 a.m. today, so we were now able to determine what the final release from the ministry should be. And we will continue to use the method where we would write to the ministry indicating what the figures are at the time. We'll have discussions with the Chief Secretary to see if we'll have to take legal action, because these are appropriations that have been passed according to the Appropriation Act.